Hello again, everybody, and welcome in to Talk of Champions, our podcast network in association with the Ole Miss Spirit, OleMissSpirit.com, and affiliate of On 3. I'm Ben Garrett, at SpiritBen on Twitter. I write and talk about your Ole Miss Rebels football, basketball, baseball, recruiting at the Ole Miss Spirit, OleMissSpirit.com, and affiliate of On 3. Here to tell you about an exciting new show that we'll be unveiling next week, Thursday, February 15th. Jared Ivey, the Ole Miss defensive lineman, is joining the Ole Miss Spirit as an exclusive contributor with a podcast called Ivey League, and we're rolling it out next week. But today, you're getting a little bit of a teaser because on Wednesday, Jared and I sat down in the office of Riverland Roofing in downtown Oxford, Mississippi. And Riverland Roofing, they're the ones powering this thing. Give them a call today, 662-644-4297. That's 662-644-4297. Or visit them online at riverlandroofing.com. That's riverlandroofing.com for all of your roofing needs. Riverland Roofing, they're powering this thing, and we were in their downtown office kind of workshopping what the show was going to be on Wednesday. Think of it like the Ole Miss version of Micah Parsons' podcast or Draymond Green's podcast. It's going to be Jared's vehicle. His voice next week. His first guest is tentatively scheduled to be Pooh Paul, the transfer linebacker from Arkansas. And I'm going to try my best to stay out of the way. It's Jared Ivey in this. We'll call it Talk of Champions short session, but be on the lookout starting next Thursday, February 15th, for Ivey League exclusive to the Ole Miss Spirit. It's Jared Ivey, and this is Talk of Champions.
Talk of Champions short sessions.
Long story short,
Why did you decide to return rather than testing the NFL waters?
Mainly, I just wanted to come back, run it back with the guys, and the way we ended last season, it was like we ended on such a high that made everybody really feel like we were real contenders and we could go, make history again and get a ring. So, I wanted to be a part of that, and I thought, another year on top of what I've already done in college football just could help me expand my game and just, be better for the next level as well.
How much did the Grove Collective impact your decision?
It's a piece. Nobody can deny that piece, but the biggest impact was seeing my other teammates commit to coming back and talking to other guys and just having that hive type of mindset where we're all trying to strive to one goal.
Grown Man Reb asks, what's the biggest difference between Georgia Tech's and Ole Miss's weight program / preseason training?
Weight program. I think the main and glaring difference is the size of our weight room and the extent of our equipment. We have a whole bunch of different stuff that can target different stuff. Whereas at Tech, we had a weight room that we shared with all the other sports, and we couldn't be in there all the time, and the equipment was a little outdated, and so we had to just kind of work with what we had. Now, as far as the plans, at Tech we did a lot more, I would say, mental building, a lot more extremely hard, stressful stuff that really made you question why you were doing this and stuff like that. Coach Luke put us through hell. But here it's more of get in, target the areas we want to grow, and get out. You know what I mean? Get in, work. There's your mat drills and stuff like that when you get into different phases, and day in and day out, we're putting in work and people are straining through reps. But I feel like it's more. We had to change the culture there. Here, there's a set culture, and now we're just trying to get bigger, faster, stronger. There, it was a piece of it was a weeding out process, right? And that had to bleed into every facet of the program. And I think that, unfortunately, it had to bleed into the weight room, which put a lot of people off that should not have been put off, while it was trying to put people off that should. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
All right, do you like defensive end or defensive tackle better? Grown Man Reb asks.
I grew up playing DN, so I feel naturally I'm more that's what I see myself as. But the past couple of years, transitioning into playing both, I see the bright side of both. I love playing both.
Does he miss the varsity?
Nobody eats at the varsity, man. Yeah, I don't know what he eats at the varsity. I haven't eaten the varsity since I was a little kid. That's for us growing up there, that's like a field trip.
Oh, so this is a Georgia joke.
The varsity?
What is it?
The varsity, the restaurant, the burger spot.
What is the varsity?
It's like this restaurant that started in Atlanta, and like the very first one is like in Midtown. It actually like right next to my dorm's freshman year. And so like back in the day, it was just like this super famous burger joint, and now it's like it's a diarrhea episode waiting to happen every time you go. I'm not gonna lie.
Which old lineman has challenged him the hardest in a one-on-one matchup in a game?
In a game.
Ooh.
I'd say Mims was pretty good. Mims is a good player. The right tackle for Georgia.
Their offensive line was the best I've ever seen in person.
The best offensive line I've ever seen in person.
Yeah, I'm not a player, so tell me.
For sure was that Arkansas group.
Really?
Last year they were dudes, but they were all they all were solid. Like none of them were like Mims, where he's like the number one consensus. He's the O-lineman to take off the board first. But they all were like 3-year starters, and just it was like this. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't this guy blocking him. It was all like this. Like they just were in such crazy unison. You know what I mean? It was insane. That was crazy. That was a hell of a group.
All right, Oxbow. Who was the toughest non-conference offensive tackle Ivy faced last year? Mims. We answered that, right?
That's in conference. It's Mims.
Yeah. Okay. So non-conference.
Non-conference. I'll say. Bet knock a shot on my guy. I'll say Jordan Williams at Georgia Tech. He played like a little tackle. He played a little guard too. Like he moves all over the yard. He's a hell of a player. He got me a lot better. Like when I was just because we came in the same class. He enrolled early, so like he kind of was ahead of the punch and was already getting developed. So like he's one of the best O-linemen I had seen up until that point ever. And it checked out. He was still a good player when we went back to playing the past 2 years.
Rebel 613, who is the best basketball player on the team?
Jared Ivey, yeah.
Really? True?
That's how I feel, yeah.
It's the feet, bro. You got good feet.
I got great feet. I got great anticipation. Like I'm a hell of a defender. And
Can you step out to three?
Of course I can step out to three.
You're stretch 5.
No doubt.
So like, how tall are you? 6'6"?
Yeah.
So you're more of a 3 or an undersized 4.
An undersized 4, yeah.
Yeah.
An undersized 4.
Well, then you have to be able to step out to 3.
Which I can do.
Damn. All right. 6 point. Favorite high school football memory?
High school, definitely when we won state, my sophomore year was a movie-esque run. We lost our first game and then went undefeated in my coach's first year as head coach. Time expired, like 0 on the clock. Like they gave us one untimed down, game-winning field goal to beat like our biggest rival in the state. So insane day.
What numbers did you wear in high school?
15.
So you've always won 15?
Funny story about how I got 15. Shouts out to my dog JR, my hometown best friend, my quarterback. When we were growing up, I was always number 5 because my birthday is December 5th. Mm-hmm. And for numbers, you had to get to the youth basketball registration to claim your number. And one day he went early to take 5, and I've been through one in front of it. Been 15 ever since. Yeah.
Can you name one former Ole Miss baseball player, all-time Ole Miss baseball great who wore 15? Let's see if you know anything about anything.
You absolutely.
Ray Kessinger, who plays in Major League Baseball for your Houston Astros.
You know I can't do that.
Well, now you can.
Now I can't. Greg Kessinger.
Great Ole Miss Rebel.
Yeah.
Follow him on Twitter, @Swagtacular. All right, Rave Reb. What was the most memorable favorite PR achieved in the weight room? Personal record.
Personal record. I would say, so we did, when I was in high school, we had this thing called the Lift-a-thon, where we would train like all the way leading up to this thing, and they would have like our peers and parents and stuff in the crowd, and they would watch us like try to max on power clean. So I would say the first time I hit 225 at what's it called? The lift-a-thon. No.
The lift-a-thon.
Clean, yeah. Clean.
225.
Yeah,
what's
skinny
the
as hell though? Yeah.
What's like the craziest weight you've ever pushed and whatever?
Nothing.
Nothing. You never.
Yeah, I'm not.
Arms and legs.
No, yeah. I mean I can squat. I mean I'll have a work set at 405 for 5 or whatever. You know what I mean? But I don't have like a 600 in my bag. I've never been benched through 15. But I haven't maxed in forever. I could, but
that's interesting. Like maxing doesn't matter anymore. That's all I used to. You
it's
remember
all-
like in the old days?
Yeah.
Well, I did. Like max day was the scariest day in the world for me.
It's all reps now.
For my boy Zach Berry, is a hot dog a sandwich?
It's a hot dog and sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It's 2 pieces of bread and a piece of meat between it. It's a sandwich.
No.
Major E's. Who do you think will provide the biggest impact in the
It's like
incoming?
saying a taco is a sandwich and a taco is not a sandwich.
It's broken up meat. It's not full, firm, solid protein.
So a Philly cheesesteak's not a sandwich?
Yes, it's a sandwich.
It's broken up meat.
Shit.
Yeah. Don't do that. Come on. I'm a rebuttal every time.
Major E's. Who do you think will provide the biggest impact in the incoming high school class?
I don't know. It's still early days, and like we're just kind of getting to know the guys, and all of them haven't reported yet. Some of them come a little bit later. But Cam Franklin's been working out in my workout group, and I've liked what I've seen from him. He looks like a hell of an athlete, and he's crazy big. So excited to watch him develop and see what he can do in this upcoming fall.
JSK 138. If you could play any other position, what would it be?
If I could play any of them, man,
Any other position?
I'd be a long snapper for sure. I'd be a long snapper.
Specialists have it made.
Yeah, they do. I go play 30 years in the league. You wouldn't. I play till I'm 50. I'll snap the ball till I'm 50. I swear to God.
You're right. Like you, if you can get on a roster as a good long snapper,
No doubt.
they just won't get rid of you.
Because there's no reason to. Like,
Yeah.
there's no reason to recruit over a long snapper if he's proficient. Like,
Yeah.
good.
Recon Reb, how do you like Coach Golding's defensive scheme?
I love it. Yeah, Coach is really, really detailed. He's got a lot of stuff. The way we change pictures, the way we stunt the front, like it's all stuff that'll give anybody problems. So it's been great. Yeah, I love it.
Nubby, what kind of bear is best?
What kind of bear? Like animal bear?
Yes, a bear. Grizzly, polar.
When you say best, like what is best?
I don't know. That's your own kind of vibe, I guess.
Kodiak bear. Isn't that the
Scary.
that giant
Yeah.
grizzly bear? I'll say the Kodiak bear.
Reb and Blue, what's the biggest difference in year one versus year two in a league like the SEC?
I would say the difference in the makeup of our team. Like at Tech, we wouldn't have had pulled this many high profile transfers, and we wouldn't have had put this many younger guys with extra years into the league. Like more people would have stayed for longer, and we wouldn't have been as active in the portal. So definitely, when you have success at a place like this where people want to come, like the team has looked different year to year.
What's the vibe like with all the defensive newcomers?
The vibe's good. I mean, the vibe, you know what I mean? Like, our vibe is our vibe, and it's like, that's what they say about culture. Like, you got to integrate other people into the culture. Like, our vibe is already our vibe. So it's the same. And, they're just getting in where they fit in.
Are you excited to be playing opposite Princely Uman-Mielen, the number one edge in the portal from Florida?
Yeah, super excited. He's a hell of a player. I've looked at some of his tape, and, he's definitely a guy that'll help us win. So I'm super excited about that.
Do you prefer the small town Oxford weekends, or does he miss being in the hustle and bustle of ATL? You ATLian?
Well, I'm a small town kid. I'm from Gwinnett, which is controversial. Is it the A or is it not?
It is
A?
though.
You know what I mean? Like So I definitely am more of a small town guy. I'm not a big city guy. It's a little too fast for me.
Matt Smith, would you rather have legs the length of fingers or fingers the length of legs?
Definitely legs the length of fingers, for sure. Legs the length of fingers. Because, I can still, there's people, I just saw a video of this kid, actually. He was trying out this prosthetic, and he had all his legs had been, from a disease, had to take his legs off when he was a baby. So he was trying on this full leg prosthetic, and he started cussing, he jumped off the prosthetic, and he was like, I wasn't disabled before these damn legs. Pushed the legs over and started walking away on his hands.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it was badass, bro. Little kid, he couldn't have been more than 11 years old. So, yeah, I could definitely make it like that, just using my hands.
And the other way around, it really wouldn't.
You wouldn't be able to do anything, yeah.
All right, and also, he wanted to ask why number 15, and we addressed that. There it is. It's Jared Ivey, Ole Miss defensive tackle, edge, whatever. What are we going to call you? Do we call
Whatever
you
you wanna
lineman?
call it, man. Every guy, just a jack of all trades and a master of all.